Hey guys, welcome back to another weekly upload. This week we are doing something a little bit different than what we normally do on this channel, and we are adding some Mercedes content. So we are going to be doing the rear brakes on this 2018 SLC43 AMG. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty, so I've got the garage door closed, one heater, two heaters, and now we are ready for the first step. So that's going to be finding the wheel lock key. And this one is located under this compartment in the trunk. So pull this guy out. And right here, what does it say? Wheel lock key enclosed. So inside this orange bag here, you will find this guy, and this will contain your wheel lock key. Right there, that's what you want. In this video, to do rear brakes, you will need two Brembo rotors, or whichever manufacturer you decide to go with, whether that is Mercedes OEM or I know like Advance makes a couple options. Personally, I would say go with the Brembos. These look to be fantastic. Brembo is a really good brand. That's what we run on the Alphas. Next is going to be the brake pad wear sensor. Additionally, you're going to need your rear brake pads, your wheel lock key to get your wheels off, your impact to get the wheels off with a 17 millimeter. And then, of course, you're going to need your typical ratchet. I would recommend an extension. With your ratchet, you're going to need an 18 millimeter, as well as, what is this, a 13 millimeter, and a 5 Torx or hex bit. And then, last but not least, a 17 millimeter wrench. Additionally to everything else, you're going to need a caliper press or a caliper spin kit. I don't know exactly what you call these, but basically these help twist in the piston, so that way you can get a brake pad back on the caliper. You can, I believe you can rent these from Advance or Napa or O'Reilly's or a place like that. The next thing I'm going to do is put just a wood stop under the front tire because I'm doing the rear brakes. So we are going to have to put this car in brake maintenance mode, and that is going to disable the rear park brake. So once we have the car jacked up and everything, just to be safe, we are going to chalk the front wheels. When doing the brakes on one of these SLC 43s, you want to make sure you put this car in maintenance mode or brake maintenance mode before you do anything else. If not, you will be buying a caliper. To actually put this car in brake maintenance mode, what we are going to do is press this once. And another thing to note is make sure your park brake is set to off prior to doing this. I know a lot of times these cars automatically set the park brake. The next step is press this phone button and this OK button. We are going to press this first, and then we are going to press this shortly after, and we're going to hold them both for about 5 seconds. I'm going to do it here with one hand. Alrighty, so the menu pulled up, and to scroll down the menu, we are just going to use these over here. So I'm going to scroll down to pad replacement, I'm going to hit OK, and move to fitting position OK. So we are going to press OK. Alrighty, fitting position reached. So we are good to go. We can leave it exactly like this. I'm actually going to cut it completely off so that way we don't drain the battery. And as you can see here, we are still in maintenance mode. Another thing I want to mention is make sure you loosen up this brake reservoir cap because that'll make your life easy when you're trying to spin in the caliper piston. Alrighty, so now that we have the car in brake maintenance mode, our next step is going to be using this to raise the car. I'm going to be using an impact to take the wheel off, so I'm not going to loosen them prior to lifting the car in the air. But if you're using like a breaker bar or a torque wrench or a ratchet or anything like that to get the wheel bolts off, I would go ahead and break them loose now. And right down here is your actual jack point. So you're going to put your jack on this guy right here. Also, just in case that jack gives out, I would go ahead and put a jack stand underneath there. Make sure you put it somewhere it'll actually catch the vehicle in a real emergency. The first thing you want to do is come over here and unplug this little sensor right here. You're just going to pull it out. That's going to be your brake wear sensor. Next, you're going to be removing this bolt up here and this bolt. It's hard to see, but right there. And what that's going to do is allow us to take this off and access the brake pads. And while you're taking these bolts out up here, make sure you use a wrench to hold that bolt or that nut right there. It's going to be a 17 millimeter. You're going to do that for the top and the bottom to be able to get this bolt out. So now that we have the two bolts out, we should be able to slide this guy off and expose the brake pads. So now that the actual caliper is off, we should note that the brake pad wear sensor is on the inside. So when we put the new one on, we'll just make sure that one's in towards the inside. So now I'm just going to pull the pads out. Probably help if I pull on the actual pad. That one pops out. And there's the inside. See how the sensor just sits up in here. Next is going to be taking this caliper bracket off. It is held on by two 18 millimeter bolts on the back side. Next, we are going to be taking off the rotor, and to do that, you're going to use one of these hex bits, and you're going to undo this little bolt right here. I just grabbed this new rotor out of the box, and let's go ahead and sit it on. You want to make sure you get this hole lined up exactly where it is on the hub behind it. And the Brembos are so nice too. They even come with this new screw to put back in. All right, now that we got the rotor back on, it's time to press in the caliper and get some new brake pads on this thing. So if you look at the actual piston itself, I know it's probably hard to see on video, but there's 3 of these little, I don't know what to call these little slots in the actual piston. And the reason for that is because you need one of these. Um, so what you're going to do is you're going to hook it up to this caliper press, and we're going to have a piece that sits on here and this is going to go into these little grooves, and it'll hold tension, and you'll be able to twist this to push the piston back in. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. You're going to have to remove this AMG caliper cover as well, and to do that you're just going to take a screwdriver and pry on the edges, and it should come off. All right, now that we have this caliper spin or press or whatever you want to call it all configured, we're going to go ahead and spin this back in. Make sure you don't press it in. Make sure you spin it. If you press it, you're going to damage it. It needs to spin in. So now that I've got the caliper halfway mounted, I guess you could say, I'm going to use the caliper spin and trying to press it back in with a little bit more support. Yeah, that's way easier. It's spinning a lot more now. This is what it'll look like when you have the piston screwed all the way in. Now we can go ahead and move on to getting our new brake pads. This is the old one, but getting our new brake pads prepped to go on. Now that we have our new brake pad wear sensor and our new brake pad, we are going to connect them just like the old one here. As you can see here, it's kind of got its own little groove to slide into, so we're just going to go ahead and slide it in the rest of the way. And you'll hear a little click. Before we put on our pads, we're going to go ahead and replace these right quick. The OEM pads come with them, so why not replace them? With the new clips installed and the new brake wear sensor installed on the new pad, we're going to put it on just like this on the inside. You're going to take your other pad here and just slide it right in these slots. All the way till it's flush against the rotor on both sides. So they'll both be sitting in their little grooves. Both pads will be. And then this, we're just going to slide through this little hole in the caliper. The piston is still not spun in all the way, so I'm going to go ahead and just spin it just a little bit further so it'll clear the pads. So I just got done fighting with this thing off camera to get it back on over the pads. It may seem like it's not going to go, but I promise if you've got that piston screwed in all the way, it eventually will. You're just going to have to work with it to get it to go up. Maybe loosen the one bolt you had, keeping it tight like I did. That helps. But you just got to keep working with it. It'll go back on. It's just going to be a little bit of a pain. And now that we have the caliper back on and this brake wear sensor out through here, let's go ahead and plug it back in so we don't forget. So take your 2 bolts and make sure they're tightened back up. I just went through and made sure all of the bolts were tight, the brackets and the 2 bolts for the caliper. Once all 4 of those bolts are tight, you can go ahead and put this back on. It should just press back in. We can tap it back in with a mallet just to be certain she's not going anywhere, but I think she's good. Now that we've verified that everything is tight and good to go there, we are going to slide the tire back on, and then we'll be done. Now that you have the wheel back on, don't forget that you have a jack stand down here under the car. So now that the wheel is back on, all the tools are moved out of the way and everything is done on this right-hand side, I'm gonna go ahead and lower it down. So unfortunately, I'm not going to show the other side just because I'm running a little low on time, but it is the exact same as the right-hand side that we did. Only difference is actually a little bit easier. You don't have to worry about that brake wear sensor. They only have it on the right-hand side. So the only other thing that I will mention is when you get all done, make sure you retorque your wheels to factory specs so that way you don't lose a wheel going down the road. Also, don't forget to take the car back out of brake maintenance mode before you go take a test drive to make sure everything went well. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please drop it down in the comments. As always, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.